evening. Welcome to Pinstripes After Dark. I am Uncle Tats. So Neil was here a second ago, and then he wasn't, but he will be back momentarily. Hope everybody did enjoy their Monday. It has been uneventful, except if you are a fan of this whole community, because NFE had the privilege of interviewing Scott Braun. So that was a really good show on the 4Trade Express. I recommend you guys go check that out. And there's something that was discussed that I wanted to bring to the table tonight. And we were talking about the salary floor. They were, not we were. So with the salary floor, it kind of, it really brings into just a different way to look at the off season. So, Neil, are you a fan of having a salary floor as opposed to, because we know there'll never be a salary cap?
A salary floor, so like as in a minimum salary?
A minimum salary.
Well, it's not like as if athletes are getting paid exorbitantly to start off with. So yeah, maybe it does make sense.
See, here's where I think the salary floor is would be the most useful and really implement it, put into play the right way. And that is you have to have a minimum payroll in order to maintain your revenue sharing.
Right.
So a team like the Pirates, right?
Or the A's.
Or the A's are another great example. If they don't spend a certain amount of money, they don't get their revenue sharing. They lose that.
Because Isn't it already off? Isn't it already off the rails when Ella and I are already on the same wavelength, saying the A's?
Yeah, well, the A's they screw a lot of things up, but it's something Rob's in favor of it. It's something that Rob, Donald, and we've talked about when we first started to do the podcast together. So we've gone into this in detail of what we think how it should be, and it was like four years ago, and it's coming back into the discussion. And I'm like, wait, we already talked about this, but we weren't on this platform yet. So I wanted to take today because it came up between NFE and Scott,
right,
and kind of revisit that a little bit. So if you say, for instance, your revenue sharing is 10 million, you have to put that 10 million into your payroll.
Right.
The revenue sharing should automatically be reserved for payroll only.
Right.
But you have to have a minimum. So if you don't reach a minimum salary of 100 million, you don't get anything.
Yep.
Because you're choosing not to invest that money.
True.
So, in the chat, let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of you have already put your comments in. Jonathan here. It has to be high. Well, what would your salary floor be? What do you think should be the minimum that a team should be able to have their salaries, their payroll? Because if a team spends a lot of money and they have all these tax caps, if they're paying all these tax dollars that go into the revenue, they have to reinvest that money. Other teams are not going to just sit there and be like, they're paying in the revenue sharing. Jonathan saying 70 million. Brad saying 115 is the floor. 100 million, I think is fair.
I would tend to think what Brad said sounds fair because, you have to figure in over the course of time, the factor of inflation is always going to be, infiltrating just about anything and everything in our modern day lives. And for the athletes and for the salary caps and salary floors, they're going to basically want to, you know, adjust that, within each and every economic situation that basically hits everyday life.
Yep. Yeah, because and if he say, he doesn't like the owners pocketing the money, and that was one of the points that Scott made.
Oh,
When we were
yeah,
like, these players make a lot of money, and he's like, but the owners make more.
for sure they do.
They're not struggling at all.
No.
They can't just sit back and just collect, especially with all the TV deals. There has to be they have to create a structure from the foundation of it, and that's that it would be the salary floor. They have to start reinvesting that money because all they're doing is almost like they're deferring the money to their own pocket as opposed to
Yeah.
paying players what they're supposed to be paid, what they're entitled to. That was the whole point of the revenue sharing, was to give smaller market teams a fair edge in the market.
Competitiveness, yeah, to be competitive as well.
They're not, but
bring
they're
a
not.
competitive product to the field.
It's they're not investing the money back into the team. They're just pocketing it. There has to be
Right.
MLB has to start putting a penalty on that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's you lose or you're ineligible for a Rule 5 draft or you lose draft picks. But I think
That's
what it should
schedule.
be is if you don't spend the minimum,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to spend 115. Let's use Brad's number, 115 million to floor. You don't have to spend 115 million, but you're not getting the revenue sharing up. You're not getting that percentage of the tax caps.
So
You're
let's
not
just
getting you're not getting you're not getting the money from the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, and the big market teams. You're eliminating yourself from that part of your revenue.
So let's just define it this way for simplicity and summary.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a luxury tax for the salary cap and
Mm-hmm.
exceeding it, there should be a floor tax as well for basically
Exactly.
not for not sufficing the minimum, the salary floor, and distributing the revenue amongst your team and paying your players.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because because I think this is also that one topic that everybody could agree on.
Sure.
There's not going to be. I don't see. Look, nobody's, and it's if you do it where if you set it up where the tax floor is
Mm-hmm.
only to be eligible for the revenue sharing. I think
Right.
that balances it out where, look, you're not forcing the owners to spend their money. They can spend it
Mm-hmm.
however they choose. But if you want my money, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to put myself in a competitive edge just to put
Mm-hmm.
money to line your pocket.
Sure.
Revenue sharing
Exactly.
was designed to help strengthen the financial abilities of the smaller teams. They're not doing that, and it's bullshit.
Exactly.
My floor would be 100, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So so
Eli's
just to,
comment here. I think the lower revenue teams injure the market more than high revenue teams. I I think he's on. I gotta say he's right. It does
did
hurt.
more. Yeah, I would have substituted the word injury. Would they probably impede the market? Yeah, but I see what he's saying.
Yeah. He's and I NFV. I agree. There'll never be a cap.
Mm-hmm.
Never. And
Yeah.
because there'll never be a cap is why they have these tax brackets on what you're spending. So
Right. Yeah.
that was supposed to solve that issue,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not solving the problem anymore. I don't think it ever did. The Rays don't spend money. As soon as it's like we said, the A's, um, the Pirates for a while, like the Brewers, a lot of the Central teams were penny pinching and not giving out. I mean, they were investing into their team, but not in a way where they were really just going crazy. But I do want to point this out. We do have a $5 super chat. Thank you, Slim
Yeah.
Lewis. His comment here, he goes, I would sign Snell. I would also trade for another starter, and I would not trade Glaber. Even with Soto and Verdugo added, our offense is questionable. Um, I think, look, if it came to where we had to trade Torres, I have said it on our morning show with Rob and Donald. We've talked about it here on the After Dark, on the Express, Upper Deck, like all the shows on this channel and the whole community. The the thought with Torres was it had to be the right move. We weren't just going to get rid of him just to
Yep.
get rid of him. But also
Yeah.
to his point, okay, I would also sign Snell. In the
Yeah.
beginning, I'm like, the innings were an issue for me, but he is the next top guy. So if we want to strike while the iron's hot, we have to make some moves, and it's going to come down to making we have to make the smart moves, not just make moves to make a move.
So if we do get Snell, basically it reduces the burden on Rodon to basically,
Exactly.
come on to be that 1B to Cole being the 1A. He can actually, you know, come back and to a cleaner bill of health, give us that number 4 guy who, God forbid, should have a 2 point, anywhere between a 2.95 and a hypothetically a 3.6 ERA.
Yep. You know,
If that's if that's your number 4, uh,
yeah, and
I take that every day.
yeah, and to go back to Slim's comment,
Mm-hmm.
let's go a little deeper into it. He would trade for another starter. So would we.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking
Exactly.
a
We
lot over
need
the
it.
last couple of days about calling Miami for Cabrera.
Mm-hmm.
Lizardo's on the market, but they said, it came out. It wasn't confirmed by anybody, but it was reported that the interest in Lizardo would mean that we would have to give up Spencer Jones, which I'd be very hesitant to do. Spencer
I'm
Jones
gonna,
would have been for more of a high caliber guy. Um,
it should
and
be
for,
he should be for a high caliber guy, or he should stay if there's no high caliber trades out there.
well, there's no need to get rid of Jones. Jones is your insurance
Exactly.
policy for Soto.
Exactly. You
And
have some
so,
Jones, and then you have Dominguez as well, who's coming back from Tommy John.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you still need the insurance policy also, like you said, for Dominguez.
And
Because
I'm going to add something to Slim Lewis's point here.
mhm,
Basically, I have been screaming since the beginning of time to balance out this rotation because we've got 4 righties and a lefty, and when Rodon and Cortez are not there, actually, correction, 3 righties and 2 lefties, including Cortez. Cortez, though, for 24, we've been saying this repeatedly. I do not see him in the rotation. He needs to go back to the bullpen just in case if we do not sign Wandy Peralta, he could be the one. He could be the first lefty to go back there. We need to, of course, go and basically acquire other lefties or trade for other lefty bullpen pieces. However, the dynamic will work out. But then that leaves a hole in the starting rotation, given that Rodon is not really a clean bill of health. And
yep,
with that being said, having somebody like Snell to complement Rodon is a big key. Consider you have now the AL and NL Cy Young Award winners for 2023 back to back in your rotation.
yep, and they're talking about with Monty also in the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said it this morning. I said it the other day that Monty is waiting for Texas to figure out their TV deal. He won the World Series with them. They put a lot of faith in him. I think that he enjoyed working with that staff. He's going to give them the courtesy to get their house in order before he starts dealing with other teams.
But
He is,
realize that February is 3 weeks away. How much more patience will he extend if it gets to, let's say, hypothetically between January 25th and 29th? Is he going to wait longer? Because think about it, pitchers and catchers report maybe two and a half weeks after that.
well, February 15th is pitches and catches. So I would
Right.
say if they don't have anything done by the end of January,
Hmm.
I think it'd be in his best interest to stop waiting.
That's exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
exactly. And in that case, if he stops waiting and if there is a sincere mutual interest on both sides to reunite Yankees and Monty, do it. Because right now, um, Rodon, I'm not very confident on, considering the lackluster year he had, and we've also seen this time and time again that it's not for everybody to be pitching in New York. We've seen Carl Pavano, who's been good in other teams in the past, fail. We've seen a number of others. We've seen Kenny Rogers, who's been relatively good with Texas and a bunch of other teams like Detroit. We've seen how his stint in New York basically was an epic failure. So
Yeah.
New York is not for everybody, contrary to what anybody in the chat or any Yankee fan wants to think. New York is a tough place to pitch. It's not for anybody and everybody. Uh,
Yeah, I
we
want.
all we all thought that Rodon could be the next CC type. Not exactly CC, but at least have the same, thick-skinned demeanor. We didn't really see. We saw more of Blackjack McDowell this first time around, kissing the crowd instead of giving the finger to the crowd. What the
Yeah,
hell was that?
I look. Rodon was just so. I think he was just. He just had a bad year. I'm
He
not.
did.
I'm not gonna. He was never healthy. He never had a proper spring training. You know,
Hmm.
especially once they said that the pain, the aches and the pains were in his back.
Hmm.
That becomes almost like an Achilles heel for these athletes. Look at the setbacks with Rizzo and his back.
But
And the
how
lack
does
of production that it caused Rizzo at the first base position. And I want to lead that into Eddie Snap's comment here. Eddie, welcome to the Pinstripe Chronicles. Thanks for your comment.
welcome Eddie?
He goes, "Do you see Bellinger falling into the Yankees' lap as the market continues to crash?" See, the thing, Eddie, I don't think the market's crashing. It's only growing.
Hmm.
It's only getting. It's the cost of the pitching alone it's skyrocketing. It's almost to the point where it's laughable of what some of these guys are making.
Tats, can I make a quick comparison here? So, if you
Go
remember
ahead.
in '96, how we got Kenny Rogers, refresh my memory. Was that a free agent signing or was that a trade that we got him for Kenny Rogers back in '96?
What? It was a trade, wasn't it?
Can Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's a free agent
Yeah.
signing or a trade, basically we saw how he couldn't handle New York. Would you tend to think if Rodon has one more bad year in New York, is a Kenny Rogers comparison fair?
Say that one more time.
Is
It's
a
what fair?
Kenny Rogers comparison to Carlos Rodon considered fair?
No,
No.
no. I'm not a
I mean,
big compar. I'm me personally. I'm not a big comparison guy.
I'm only talking from how you performed or lack thereof perform for the New York Yankees, regardless of whether you're acquired as a free agent or you're acquired through trade. how did what have you done for us lately? Is basically
Yeah.
the question.
Oh, that's always the case, though.
Right.
It's always,
Exactly.
what have you done? But
Right.
Chris, what is going on? Thanks for coming by. Uh, we were gonna wait for you, but we didn't.
Yeah, no. Y'all good. Y'all good. I was doing another thing and I didn't want to be too late, so I had to hurry up and hop off on somebody else's stuff.
Yeah.
I hate being late on stuff.
Nah, no, you're all good, bro. But what do you think about what Sunil was saying?
What with the Rodona Kenny Rogers thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. So basically, comparing by virtue of performance, if let's say Carlos Rodon shits the bed second year in a row.
What's up, Rob? I can't see him shit in the bed.
I
I don't.
can't either, there's always the proverbial what if, you haven't seen it until you have, basically, is the
I'm trying to think negative, man. I don't want the man to shit
I'm
the
not
bed.
trying to either. I'm not trying to either,
Yes,
but
you
I'm
are.
trying to. I'm being
You kind of
realistic.
are.
I'm looking at both sides. That hey,
Yeah,
everybody's optimistic.
but
Like look at my NFL optimism about the Cowboys going further. All right,
man,
there's one
not
optimism
this
there.
again.
Same optimism goes for okay. Rodon had a kind of year. He basically was on his own roller coaster with back problems, health issues, you name it. Everybody's
Yeah,
hoping he comes back to a
but
clean bill of health.
what was Kenny Rogers' issue?
It wasn't health, it's just that he sucked at the Yankees.
Yeah,
We
Rodon
we
has a
know.
health issue.
Yeah, that's two different things.
Yeah.
And plus,
Okay.
last time, okay, so I don't remember Kenny Rogers as much as a Yankee as a Detroit Tiger,
hmm
and I
Well,
know
that
he
goes back to
produced with
'96.
Detroit.
hmm
So, but
hmm
no, I can't see the comparison because Rodon is hurt. He was hurt. Kenny just
Okay.
sucked
All
for
right.
us.
All right. Let's make a fair comparison. Carl Pavano.
Oh no, don't do that.
There will never be another Carl Pavano.
No, no.
well, Carlos Rodon is aiming to be the left-handed Carl Pavano. The way he's, hopefully his bill of health basically cleans up. That's what, like, and with any Yankee fan,
Yeah, but
I'm looking for that rebound.
Carl was trying to be our ace. We don't need Rodon to be our
Yeah.
ace.
Rodon being an ace is only a bonus, basically.
Yeah, and
It
plus,
strengthens and deepens our rotation.
if we get Snell, then
Mhm.
Rodon's our number 3.
Yeah, it takes
Or
the
a
pressure
four,
off.
even, or a four.
Yeah,
Even.
or 4. Yeah,
Mhm.
if you want to do the matchups.
Yeah. Basically, I was going with the rotation. Cole. I was going righty lefty, righty lefty. Cole, Snell, um, Schmidt maybe at your 3.
No, Cabrera.
Cabrera. Okay, if you get Cabrera, if we're lucky enough to get Cabrera in trade, then yeah, okay, Cabrera as your at number 3.
Yeah.
Rodon as your number 4. Schmidt as your number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll go with that.
it goes with the theme, like I've been saying. Balance it out. You gotta have solid pitching.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
look.
So NFE is saying Schmidt at 3. Am I reading
Yeah.
this
No.
right, NFE?
Nah,
No.
he's your 5 right now.
Yeah. I don't want Smith as my 3.
Yeah, because we got rid of Sevi and Domingo Herman, so those can't be in, obviously. Yeah, Schmidt, we definitely look to build on like what he did last year. Schmidt is a 5 for sure.
And
Nestor, Aiden Nestor's going back to the pen. Sorry, buddy.
Well,
and Ted,
we don't know
you
that
see
yet.
everybody. You see everybody jumping on the Snell thing now, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, priorities change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wasn't, Chris. I wasn't a big Snell guy.
No.
The biggest problem that we had last year was that our pitchers weren't giving us enough innings, and the bullpen was burned out. But there was a lot of pressure put on the pitches because our offense was fucking garbage. So now now that we have a formidable deep lineup, you're going to see more crooked numbers in an inning. So it's going to take the pressure off of the pitching staff. So you might get more of an outing from your Rodones and your Schmitz and whoever else gets inserted into the rotation. Cortez. Yeah, we'll go with the names that we have.
And I think if we get Blake, I think we're gonna have better long relief people too. Like if Nestor goes in the bullpen, if we have Hill going in the bullpen, and I'm trying to think who else. Is it Beater?
Coming back. Yeah, Beater's there. Then Efros is coming back.
Yeah.
Then if we're keeping Ian Hamilton as well, maybe.
And look, I don't want to compare Snell to Cole or Rodon and stuff like that. But if we paid 2 pitchers in their 30s, we might as well do it for Snell. At least he's proven 2.
Yep.
Extend rivalry. Oh no.
Coming from John Boy 2.0.
and I want to say this too, Taz. This is the rant I was talking about earlier. Or can we stop? Can we please fucking stop with the? Please, can we fucking stop with the fucking? Oh, we pay a pitcher, we can't sign Juan Soto shit. I'm tired of hearing that. That shit is stupid.
Maybe we need to pay LA Yankee King to stop trolling. That should fix the problem.
No, we're gonna trade.
We pay $1 million a year to come on the streams, and then we defer the $5 million a year from 2034 to 2049. We do the Los Angeles deferral thing.
We're gonna trade DJ.
No, I'm not trading. I'm not trading LA. Like I said, he's our troll, and nobody can have him.
That's what I'm saying. We signed him for Ohtani money for the first 5 years, and then the next 5 years, we basically defer the money to the larger sum.
Yep. Yeah. No, it is a ridiculous argument that if we invest in the pitching, that we don't have a chance for Soto. We said this. We said it this morning. I think Rob pointed it out. The fact that they already traded for Soto with the intent of still going after a solid start. They were still going to go after Yamamoto and had every intention of going after Soto when he hit free agency. What? Because we didn't get Yamamoto, they don't want to invest any more money? That's stupid. It's a flawed logic.
Can I just speak purely off of observation here? Since the 90s, any Japanese player, any position, pitcher, DH, outfielder, only one stands out to be successful. Godzilla, Hideki Matsui, point blank period. Hideki Rabi, fat turn.
We're getting playback on one of your screens there.
Which screen?
I don't know who it is, but you could hear the chat in the background.
That's not me.
I have no idea. I have my earbuds on my.
That's weird.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to talk about the Japanese players, and particularly pitchers, we've had Irabu, we've had Igawa, we've had Tanaka. Tanaka was the only one that was clutch in the playoffs from this sample set that I just gave. In pitchers alone. We all know Hideki Matsui was Godzilla in 2009 World Series. He won the MVP in the World Series.
Yeah.
He was the only, apart from Matsui, him and Matsui would be the only players from Japan I would consider being clutch in the playoffs. Or in any context, whether it's playoffs, even Kuroda. There you go. Thank you, Jonathan. He was acquired through. I think
love watching Kuroda pitch.
Yes. Yeah, Kuroda was a an acquisition through, I believe, free agency. But I was talking about players we could directly got from Japan. So that was my strict context there. So, but you guys aren't wrong in adding Kuroda in there. That's true too. But players we got directly from Japan, Igawa we know is a complete bust. Irabu was referred to constantly. He was berated by the boss as being a fat turd.
Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. So if you guys are still hearing it in the chat, let us know.
Yeah. I don't. The point is, I don't know if I could really trust getting, depending on the Japanese, players, and the international investments coming in. If I had international investment money, I might look at somebody from the Cuban teams or somebody more on the closer in the near shore front than rather than going to Japan. To be honest with you, I mean, we had success. Think about it with El Duque.
Now, I mean, it's obviously as a Yankee fan, we live in we thrive on our past successes, but I think it's getting to that point.
Mhm.
It's so far removed.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you're doing is living in the past. And we're not really embracing what we can get.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'd rather just focus on the now. I'm
Right.
not worried. I'm not worried about. Look, we could. You could go. You could go comparing all the bad shit that happened, and you could start analyzing all the good stuff that happened and everything in between. It's what are the Yankees willing to do now? I think they're doing everything that they can. I think just because we're not. Don't think. Don't forget, what is the one thing that we complain about every offseason or every trade deadline? Why is Cashman not letting the media know what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Cashman doesn't show his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a lot of deals without players that you don't even heard of, never even heard of,
Mm-hmm.
and it just that's just the way it is. If Aiden's bringing up Bieber, okay, and hopefully Chris will pop back in, but Bieber I think would cost too much.
If I were to trade for Bieber, I would want to do a trade where I'm getting Clase in there as well, because we need to fill the closer role, don't forget. And Clase, I think, would work well with Matt Blake.
Oh no! Look. If we can get anybody from the from the Guardians. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard habit to break. If we can get anybody from the Guardians and reunite them with Blake, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But it's the package has to work.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
I want to. That's why I want to pivot. I want to pivot the discussion for a quick minute. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know in the chat if you agree with this. Every team has, the Yankees have a higher trade tax than any other team in the game.
Agreed. It's true.
Right? I think that's very true. Look at what Washington took for Soto and what we were offering for Soto to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
They downplayed our prospects, but it's one of the. There's always the first guy. Look, so and so is off the table. That's the first guy they ask for because they know the Yankees aren't going to budge. And they stay strong. They're headstrong on that. And the Yankees always have to overpay for a lot of these guys. I think that's the other reason the market. I think that's the other reason that the trade market with the Yankees is not moving as fast as we as fans want it to.
So look at what Chicago wants from us in order for us to get Dylan Cease. As another example, they want a 5 prospect haul, in there. One of them, I think, was Spencer Jones, if I'm not mistaken, and was who's the guy? I'm drawing a blank right now. There one of the guys that everybody keeps saying it's off the table.
Will
Who's
Warren?
also
No,
Will
Luis
Warren? Yes,
Castillo.
yes.
Oh, I thought you
No, no,
meant
no,
that we
no.
were looking for.
No. I'm not even talking about Castillo. Castillo, he's on his extension, and I think that is pretty much considered as good
Well,
as
look,
no. There's no trade happening there with Seattle.
yeah. No, the proof of the pudding is that ridiculous trade proposal that they brought up on the MLB Network the other day with
Mm-hmm.
the Yankees and the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
With I'm like, that would never, ever, ever, ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's out of the question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry. If I had to choose between Cease and Snell, I'd rather Snell.
Yeah.
All day.
Well,
All
Snell's
day.
just money.
Yeah, it's not even just that. I don't think Cease is better than. Look,
We haven't even spent in free agency either, so it's about time we get something there. And Snell is the
and
perfect thing to do.
I know it's been a while, since he's been on the White Sox, but I think we got the better pitcher out of all three. Lucas, Cease, and Rodon. I think Rodon is the best one. If he could just stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big if.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna find out this year. That's why the book is. I'm not closing the book on Rodon. I
And
think
I don't want
if he comes into if he goes into spring training healthy, and he's on point, shit, we're good. We're
just
good to
imagine
go.
him, Snell, and Cole.
But that's also why I want two starters.
Yeah,
We need
but I don't want
somebody. We need
Luzardo.
no. I don't want Luzardo. Luzardo's going to be
He's
too.
a.
He's too
It's not even just that. He's an A's pitcher.
Yeah, we've had enough of those.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
good.
good point, Rob. Yeah,
Poteet.
Rob brings up a good point. Oh yeah. So what do you think of him? Is he 3 or 4? Petite?
He's more 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah, so then maybe we got to put Rodon as your 3, your Schmidt as a 4, and then Poteet as a 5.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna say this, and usually I don't say anything about the big names and this and that, but you cannot just get Verdugo and Soto. You gotta get somebody to help Cole. We got too many ifs
Yeah.
in the pitching rotation, and I just feel like you got to make that move for Snell.
I'm like, but everything is a gamble. It really is. But
Well, the perfect pitcher, but he's on a rental is Burns.
yeah, but there was something
He's the
that
best
came out
pitcher.
that they don't want to move him. They want to hold him.
See, Milwaukee's stupid. He's not gonna sign with them.
No, but he's not going to no, he's definitely not resigning.
No.
He's not going to sign with any of the team he's traded to. He's not
No.
signing trade. So
Exactly.
But if
that's
they
going
trade him
to
at the trade deadline, they're not gonna get nothing for him anyway. So you might as well get what you can right now.
yeah, but they're trying to no. Milwaukee's actually being smart about it. They're
That's
waiting for
everybody wants.
they're waiting for the pitching market to just tighten
Okay.
and have more teams panicking at that point,
Okay.
and they'll make a stupid trade.
Because if I
That's
hear
how
if
I'm
I hear
looking at it. If I'm
okay, because if
Milwaukee,
I
I'm holding my cards as close to the vest as possible to the last second to see if I get somebody to panic and give me more than they wanted to.
So Rob, thanks for this, but my point really was to aim at major signings. I do agree this is a signing. I'm not saying that, I'm not, dismissing this. I'm just saying that we haven't made that major splash that everybody's looking for. Poteet, yes, he's a signing, but he's not considered a splash per se. He's not at the same level as Snell. That's really what I was aiming at. But you're right here. Okay, I'm starting to hear some of that feedback too.
Well, if you hear anything, it's raining about me, but that's it. That's the only thing I can hear.
Yeah, that's. I hear it very slightly, but don't go by me. I'm not the best at hearing. But what's going on, D-Rod? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Yeah, I'm hearing it a lot.
D-Rod, you okay there, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
No,
I'm just
saying
trying to
D-Rod.
figure out what this feedback is. Sorry about this, guys. But
Well, I can hear it too, so that's how I know it's not me.
I hear it faintly.
Yeah. But I can hear it now.
Can you guys hear it? Maybe it was my headset.
Maybe it was, yeah, because now I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it might have been my headset acting up. All right, I apologize for that, everybody. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go old school.
Yeah, sometimes the microphone alone works.
Yeah. Let's get to some of these comments. I want to get to D-Rod's comment because he hasn't been here in a while. Don't sign a pitcher because that's all that's left because it's only money. I'm trying to figure out what.
Don't sign a pitcher because it's all that's left.
But it's not look. It's just money. When I say it's just money, it's because you don't have to give up your prospects. You want to hold. Not that you want to prospect hugs. You want to hold your prospects for the right move. We don't have that yet. The right move isn't out there to move for any of our guys. Because the right now, all communication is dead until Friday. Not until we get to the arbitration. That's when it's all going to shift. Yeah, Brad's messing with it.
It's a combination of Brad and NFE. They're both in on it.
Yeah, I know by me there's some bad storms rolling in, so I don't know if that's it. I don't know.
Oh, you got bad storm too?
Shit.
Yeah.
And
here we got high winds, and it's starting to cool down, and whatever cool down would mean coming down from anywhere in the 50s and 60s, which is relatively seasonable for this time of year. You being in New Orleans, you should know you probably get the same stuff there.
Yep.
And then we're expecting to get into probably a steady spell in the 40s.
D-Rod, stupid, bro.
Yeah.
This man said NFE hasn't been the same.
Yeah, I can't put that on the screen. You see it.
Please don't.
All right, let's have a little fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you had to choose between Stroman and Bauer, who would you prefer?
Oh my God,
that's easy for me.
What's going on, Will?
Well, if I were to select on either of them, I would give them a contingency-based contract. You so much as create any level of drama or controversy in the clubhouse, you're fucking done.
It's Bauer.
Yeah, that's easily Bauer, but I don't really discount Stroman from being that either.
No, I'm saying like that's who I would choose. I'm choosing Bauer. I don't want Stroman. He's got the small man syndrome. Well, he said you got to choose. You got to choose.
You got to, yeah. If you had to choose one of those guys,
I'm choosing C, none of the option C, none of the above. None of the above.
You can't do that.
That's not how you play the game.
No. You got to choose him now.
I would take Uncle Tats in his Rich Gossage costume over either one all day.
You're not playing fair.
No.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna be George Brett coming up to the plate with that fucking cork bat. If you pitch.
What about you,
No,
Jax?
I
Who
would
would you
have to.
choose?
I would take Bowers only because I have
Yeah.
no. I, God, I can't stand Strowman.
Me either.
To me, Bauer
He's got
bleeds.
80% of the fan base blocked.
I mean,
He's kicking and screaming because he didn't get his way during the trade deadline. Look, I'm sorry, he burned that bridge so bad. It's not even funny.
Yeah, but to me, Bauer is Blackjack 2.0 from 1995. If he has a bad outing, he's going to flip the bird to the crowd. Mark my words.
yeah, but did Rodon do that too already?
No, he basically just went low kissing in freaking Angel Stadium. That
You know,
wasn't
I
even
was
at
like,
Yankee Stadium. He
I
just
was gonna say fucking bird.
yeah.
You know, Will's asking what
What's the latest rumor
the latest rumors
besides
on
besides
besides
Strowman?
Trump. Really nothing.
Snell.
Yeah.
Well, I think NFT's got the best comment. Everything's a rumor right now.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
LA,
Yeah, there's no.
LA Yankee King's existence is a rumor right now.
Why do you always?
I don't know who's worse, Sunil with Li or with Brad with you.
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
God.
I gotta channel it, man. I gotta channel it. I'm just
All right, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh my God, you guys are.
LA son. Send the fall.
Bro, don't never flip the bird. He blew a kiss. I mean, look, frustrations.
The moment is I have no soul, which is true.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesus.
All right, so
LA, the rumors you look like Andre the Giant, which is also true.
That is not true.
It
He doesn't look
is.
like Andre the Giant.
A younger version.
Oh, Jesus.
But I mean, they're both in wrestling. I mean, so there's your common
Well,
denominator.
Well, you could be right because you was old enough to see Andre the Giant. You're right.
Yeah.
all right, let's bring this. Let's get back on track here.
So
Steven, I hope your family is doing well. I did see a comment earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So our thoughts are with you and your wife right now. Because the media this offseason has been bad and so fake, it's hard to tell what's real and what's fake rumors. Fact. All right, let's end the show with
Anything
this
coming
debate.
from Arsene Heyman is fake. Point blank. Period.
Look, the media has been a joke. It's Otani on the plane, and I think that was the start of it this year. What I did like was when John Heyman had fun with the Soto trade and made fun of himself by purposely spelling the names wrong. It was. I'm like, but then you get guys like Bob Nightingale, who you want to see as a credible source, but it's just not. They're all over the place. They're throwing stuff out there just so they can just have something to type out. I'm not
It
buying
just
a
seems
lot
like
of what they're saying.
it just seems like they're trying to beat Jeff Passan, and I don't understand that.
Nah, nobody could beat Jeff Pass. If Jeff says
Like
it, then I believe it.
Man, just relax.
Worse than John Heyman is Bob Nightingale, I think.
What's going on, Anthony? Reasons subscribing
Welcome.
to the channel, a new Yankees fan. Well, welcome to the chaos. No, we do appreciate the support. As somebody that's new, a new Yankees fan. Okay, here's my question for you, Anthony. What are your expectations? What would they have to do to keep your interest in this Yankee team? I'm very curious about that. So let me know in the comments. We'll shout you out. But thanks for coming and hang out with us. Yeah, and Chris, you're right. Paxton's been awfully quiet these days, and that's a problem. Because if he's quiet, that means nothing's going on. Nothing. And if nothing's going on, Heyman's a lazy reporter. I don't think he's lazy. I think, look, a lot of these guys, they want to
I
be
think he's
the
drunk.
guy that said it first. They're so worried about being first, they keep fucking it all up.
Mm-hmm.
They keep forgetting that something on our smartphone keypads called autocorrect exists.
Yeah. And Anthony throws this comment in here. Basically, what would you guys as Yankee fans want to give up for Lazaro, Rogers, and Tanner Scott? You wouldn't get those three guys in the same trade. Individually, I'm not. Those aren't named. Maybe Tanner Scott if you attach him to somebody, but for me, those don't move the needle for me. I want or one player that we do want is Edwin Cabrera. If they're able to get in a deal that involves AJ Puck, you do that, and that's what your trade would be with Miami. But I don't think these three guys are realistic options in the Yankees because of what Miami's going to ask for these guys. It's going to be too steep. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and it's also unfortunate that Braxton Garrett is off limits per Miami
That's what I
front
want.
office.
That's what I want.
No, that's what we were talking about in the beginning, and then Rob got me onto Cabrera, and now I'm like, all right, go get him. Another name that popped up not too a couple weeks ago. We were talking about Bieber. What if you're able to steal McKenzie?
I know.
Tristan McKenzie, yeah.
And then we signed Snell too.
That I think it would make a very about face this offseason with us being down on the Yankees.
And just like Rob said about Poteet, he could be the long man out of the pen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And McKenzie kills us every time he plays against us.
McKenzie's a solid pitcher.
Yeah.
He could be that.
That's interesting, Anthony.
It could be a reacquisition of a more mature version of Domingo Germán. I mean, I would say McKenzie and Germán. If Germán actually had his shit together and wasn't getting all quirky with it.
No, he's comparing. He's comparing them two.
Yeah, I was saying like if Germán actually got his shit together and kept his head out of the sticky stuff and all these other controversies and whatever, and actually, stayed on the straight and narrow while on the diamond, he could have been that our Tristan McKenzie per se. He easily could have had a more solid performance. I mean, he threw the perfecto in open for us.
Because I can name a couple teams. Seattle, Houston.
Which comment are we talking about?
He said our pitching staff isn't good, but who else pitching staff is good right now in the AL?
D-Rod, did you mean the AL East?
Yeah, because I'm about to say Houston's got a better pitching staff.
AL East pitching sucks.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about the entire AL, not even specific divisions.
No, you tripping. Yeah, you tripping.
No, I don't. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Orioles had a better staff than we did.
Houston's solid.
Yeah.
But Houston, they want to basically offload from. Houston wants to offload Framber Valdez. Who knows how long Justin Verlander will last.
Well, also D-Rod, the Jays, they might have some good names in their rotation, but their bullpen is terrible. They can't get the lead to Romano, and if they can't get Romano the lead, now once you get into that bullpen, that's it.
Dude, that pitching sucks. Let me phrase that. because I don't want to disrespect this person. The only person they got is Kevin Guzman.
Guzman's tough.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only good pitcher.
Well,
Yeah, and Toronto,
Yeah,
Kevin Gosman, yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Kevin Guzman. Yeah,
I knew who you meant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Think of
he's the
somebody
best one they
Kevin
got.
Gosman, but then they also have Barry. Don't forget they have Barrios too.
Yeah, but he's too wishy washy. 1 minute he's good, the next minute not good. And like,
Yeah, I know he's inconsistent. I agree with you there.
and like my partner BX Alec Manure, he's trash. He doesn't he, he I don't know. He knows a
pronounce his
Burger King
last.
menu.
Him and Junior got to put the burgers down. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yep.
While you did mispronounce his last name, you did pronounce it correctly, calling him Manure.
Yeah. Because he is just trash.
It's Manoa. It's Manoa, really. But you're right about the manure concept.
Manure. Manure. Yeah. But he got to sit down at AAA or something, Double A.
Yeah.
Like that's bad.
You put him in you put you put him and the fat bastard from Austin Powers side by side. They're the same person.
Dude.
Rob saying he was sent to Single-Line.
You know it's even worse when Blue Jays thought they was gonna trade Juan Soto for him.
Did you really believe that?
Oh
no.
God. That was such a troll job.
I'm sorry.
I didn't buy that for
help me with that one.
For the Jays fans to think they had better pitching stuff than we had, I started laughing. I'm like, no.
What do you? Brad brings up. Here's a new name for you, disgusting. What do you think about Ryu as a free agent?
Hyunjin Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you want to pay him?
Former Dodger. I would pay him a prove-it contract. I would put it on a prove-it contract.
Yep.
It would have to be extremely incentive-laden for me to even consider taking the gamble.
Yeah, Chris.
It's not that, Chris. It's not that.
There's no urgency. It's the market's at a standstill right now.
They want too much, and I can't blame Cashman. I can't blame Cashman. Now, the only thing
the pitching market
I can't say
themselves.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is they need to try to push for Snell as soon as possible. I'm not saying get Snell $300 million, but try to negotiate, meet in the middle of what he wants and what y'all want to give him.
So, Brad, did you capture this on your dash cam down under in Australia? Do they have single A teams down in Australia? Because I know they have McDonald's.
You're losing it, Sunil. You're losing it.
Yeah, that wasn't so good.
No, but for once, Brad Jewis is actually funny.
Look, we all got some. We get some good zingers in on each other once in a while. But
I'm just waiting for the divisional round so I can sock it to him because I have a good feeling of what's coming up there. I'm just gonna wait for it.
You know what team intrigues me, and I wonder if it's true because like we've been talking, the rumors and stuff being fake. I really want to know if Seattle is really going to give up one of their young arms.
Well, Gilbert was brought up in the chat earlier.
Which one are they looking to give up? Okay.
I don't know. I hear stuff about Kirby. Mm-hmm. I hear stuff about.
Was also rumored.
Yeah. See,
until it gains any traction, when it's talked about over and over and over again, that gives it a little more validity. It's you'll hear this name thrown out, and like look how quick it died out with Castillo. That was all a sham.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see a lot of these guys. Burns was due out there, and when they realized that nobody was paying attention to their high cost,
No.
they're like, all right, no, we're really not interested in moving Burns anymore. That's unfortunately that's where the market's going right now.
Like
Free agents
how about that?
want over the top money, and teams want over the top prospects and trades. So everything's at a standstill right now.
Look, I'll say this: if we trade, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying if we trade for Burns or we sign Snell, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's the picture we need. We need a dominant number 2 to pair up with Cole. We thought Rodon was going to be that. Rodon's iffy.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
that's exactly before you got here. That's exactly what Tats and I were discussing. Is basically getting a guy like Snell in here reduces the burden on Rodon. Because Rodon already has the burden of coming back to a cleaner bill of health. So the more pressure you can take off of him right now, the better it is for him and his mindset to, reset in New York.
And I want to say this too, because I was watching the stream and stuff like that. And I'm happy Scott Braun brought this up of 4 Train's stream. Ohtani did not get paid $700 million. Can we stop saying that? Like, because everybody keeps thinking, like, even Scott even said it, because NFE brought it up. Oh, Juan might get 600. Even Scott said, I don't think so. I can see him getting like 550.
Yeah.
And that's more realistic, because everybody keeps seeing that big number, 700. Oh, Ohtani's getting paid 700. No, Ohtani's actually getting paid 400 or something.
Anthony Braxton Garrett is off the, he's off limits per Miami's front office, so that already can't happen. You'd have to replace Braxton Garrett's name with somebody else because Miami said he's off limits.
Yeah. Now, if you're able to go for a Cabrera and Puck, shit, sign us up right now. Not even thinking about it.
I really want Andrew Naughty.
Who was that guy that was considered Miami's ace starter? The name escapes me right now.
Talking about Alcantara?
Yeah, Sandy Alcantara. Thank you.
Nah, they're not moving him.
No, he's hurt too.
They're not. He's hurt too. There you go. He's probably got TJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah, it was coming back to recollection. That's right. He did go down with TJ.
Yeah,
Now,
Brad's saying though that Puck isn't available. When did that happen? Was something put out that he's not a trade option?
If that's the case, then you gotta pivot and go to the White Sox and get Garrett Crochet.
I don't want Tease. I do not want Tease.
No. I go after. Look, forget this. Forget the White Sox starters. Go for their bullpen.
Yeah.
See if you can grab from there.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is true, but they did say the Pirates, Mitch Keller is available.
That's an option.
Pirates also said that
he's pretty decent.
Pirates are flirting with the idea of getting rid of their left fielder last year, Brad. What's his name? Brad.
I thought it was Ryan Reynolds.
Brian Reynolds. Yeah. But see, he wound up resigning. So here's the point. I don't trust anything the Pirates say because right now, they were saying that, we're interested in moving Brian Reynolds. A little later, they sign him to an 8-year extension or whatever.
The only why I trust when it comes to pitching with the Pirates, because it seems like when we get their pitches, they play good with us.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's the same thing.
former
I knew
Pirate
about
Gary
that. I
Cole.
knew
We
about
had
Garrett.
Tyone had some success. Tyone had some success, not fully, but some. Um,
Tyone was a
Yeah.
solid mid-level guy. He got a lot of heat for nothing. You know,
because of his first year, basically.
but
I think me and
he
Rob
was
got the
he was a
same.
3-4 type guy, and he pitched like one.
Yeah. He was decent for us. He wasn't trash.
We're talking about Brian Reynolds, D-Rod.
I like that one.
Look, I know he came from Houston, but he was drafted with the Pirates. Garrett Cole
Yeah.
is good for us. Clay Holmes is good for us. People keep forgetting
Clay
that diamond lefty that we had in our 2009 World Series. Marte.
Damaso Marte. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to Pirate pitching, they play good with us. I trust the Pirates. I don't trust the A's.
Yeah.
No, no more trades with the A's. I'm done with the A's.
I'm not debating what you're saying about the Pirate pitching, Chris. I'm just
No. I know what you're saying.
The recent trend from what the Pirates front office is saying about X, Y, and Z players are on the market, and then one of them basically gets a contract extension. I'm not
I'm
so
trying.
sure that I'm just trying to gauge the truth value of this.
I'm not trying to be mean, but whoever the Pirates owner is, you need to stop smoking crack, bro. Just trade the players. You're not winning anytime soon.
Mhm.
Just trade them.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get something good for him. If you trade David Bednar, you don't think you're gonna get something good for David Bednar?
They probably will.
Oh, they'd make a killing on that trade.
Like,
you know who I would
just trade.
You know who I would consider trading for if we needed. But since we don't need for shortstop, it's a moot point. But still, it's worth discussion. I would have traded for that young kid, O'Neal Cruz.
Oh, they're not letting him go. Now that I can
I
understand.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, if O'Neal Cruz, if he showed some, if he showed some prowess at third base, I might actually consider for O'Neal Cruz because
he should be a third baseman.
He throws. Yeah, exactly. Because the guy has he throws the balls across the diamond as fast as freaking Aroldis Chapman's fastball.
He's like what?
He's got a
6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about Ke'Bryan Hayes.
That's who I think. If they're gonna trade anybody, I said the last stream is gonna be him.
I got to think about that one.
Somebody brought him up.
Yeah, Brad brought him up.
Yeah, Brad. He's good. I think if they're gonna trade anybody, it's gonna be him because I can see them trading him and putting O'Neal Cruz at third.
Yeah, no, Jonathan, we know they don't need a shortstop. We just kind of have a little fun with some names here.
And Jonathan, just to be clear, I was saying if O'Neal Cruz had prowess enough to be a third baseman, he would fit for us. We know Volpe's, cemented at shortstop, and we're not even debating that.
Or I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Or if a team trades for him, you could put him in the outfield. Look at Tatis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Brad, I barely think, so I can't think too hard. So
O'Neal Cruz, imagine if he had the arm for left field. I mean, he could throw missiles and basically cut down sacrifice fly runners from third base. Or he could get outfield assists,
Boy,
somebody
just
trying to go first to third on a single to left,
People talk about Stanton, Gallo, and Judge. Just imagine O'Neal Cruz, Spencer Jones, and Aaron Judge.
Oof, that's brutal.
Anybody tries to be one of those, you better. If you're a pitcher and you being one of these guys, you better be fast.
Run.
You better run your fucking ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Because O'Neal Cruz is going to go full Graham Lloyd on your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to probably end up
O'Neal.
Exactly. So if O'Neal
He's
Cruz
got
comes to the
that.
Yankees, you better have the Kevlar water coolers ready.
Yeah, Anthony. Yeah, Soto, Judge, Cruz, and Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't discount Dominguez though.
Yeah, but Dominguez is probably going to be back July or August. I mean,
Oh,
let him
Jones
take
isn't
his
even
time.
start the season.
You know, it's crazy, and
Mhm.
I see people saying this too. Oh, Spencer Jones is way better prospect than Jason Dominguez. Do you not realize Jason is only 22?
Mhm.
Like
But
he's young.
but let's not take anything away from Spencer Jones because I mean, I'll be honest. From what I've seen, I've made this analogy numerous times. I could see him as a Paul O'Neill type contact, hitter with Aaron Judge's power.
That's a fair one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob
I
said
mean, it's
he's
a hybrid.
20.
Yeah. Is he 20? Dominguez? I thought he was
Oh,
a little older, like 21 or 22.
No, he's young.
20?
He young.
That's what I'm
Easy, babe.
saying.
Yeah.
And Rob, how old Spencer Jones is? 23, 24?
Yeah. Possibly. So if Dominguez is 20, he's got enough tutelage to come from one Mr. Juan Soto. I mean, they're basically, one's a budding, a star waiting to bud. The other one's already
See, that's what I'm
a full-on
saying.
generation talent, basically.
Yeah, CWE says that Jones would not have destroyed the Astros like Dominguez did.
We're not looking for
Yeah.
destroy, but at least make contact and at least create some havoc on the base paths and stuff.
Why do we even
Get
have
on
to
base,
compare the
guys,
two?
set the
Just let the
table.
two of them share the outfield with Judge.
There you go.
And put Soto at DH and let Stanton go.
Exactly. There you go. And you just
Getting
rotate
getting
four of them.
somebody that young at DH, I would basically give them maybe the one day a week or whatever at DH. I wouldn't do the full DH thing like I did with Stanton because if you look at the diaspora that we dissected, Tats, between Stanton's days with Miami and Stanton's days with the Yankees, you see how far the stats fell off because he was so stagnant with the Yankees, being implanted in the DH spot. His body got stiff. He had all those DH issues, those IL issues, I should say. Excuse me. He basically became more and more disconnected from the game. As the analytics would have it. He performed better when he was playing the outfield on many occasions. And if you look at his time in Miami, they had no DH there. He was playing the outfield every day, and he was hitting. He was engaged, and he was performing.
Yeah, it's.
That's the one thing the Yankees should do is not take people out of their niche of success they've already established with the previous team. They should probably, if anything, work on trying to improve that and using it to their advantage. That's the one thing they seem to have trouble with so far with the Yankee coaching staff.
What's going on, Cisco? Thanks for coming to jump in real quick. Yeah, he says Domingo's going to be a superstar. I agree. I wanted him to start the season with Baltimore last year.
I'll say this because somebody said Spencer Jones is black. He's only black if Stanton has a bounce back season. If Stanton is trash, I'm telling you, the Yankees going to eat that money.
If he is trash, Stanton will be Jacoby Ellsbury 2.0. He will be paid to stay away from the team.
Well, at the rate that everybody's getting paid, they're just going to eat the money. Especially if we have the prospects that we do, that we're not paying astronomical contracts to all these guys.
They'll let Star Insurance pay his salary.
Now's the time to actually move on from Stanton.
Exactly.
Because you do have a lot of your roster under team control that you're not paying the big money for.
Mm-hmm.
So now's the time that you want to eat that money.
Yeah, that's very true.
Before we sign off, I want to get back to Anthony's question. that he asked earlier. All right,
Mhm.
what would we have given up? Or for Jose Fernandez if he had still been alive,
Ooh,
Oh my God.
and it's tough.
anything. Whoever was our prospects, anything. That dude was a beast.
Here's the comment he put out.
Yeah, he's got a point there because Fernandez and Stanton, but when they were
He-
together in the Miami days, they had aspirations of being Yankees together. So yeah, I see where he's going with that.
Well, Fernandez, his intention was to be a Yankee.
Yankee, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wanted the Yankees so fucking bad. And I think that's one of the reasons why Stanton did allow the trade to the Yankees was because of Fernandez.
Mhm.
I
I don't think the Yankees were on his team of his forbidden list on the no trade clause and to begin with.
Yeah, he was close to free agency, Brad. I believe that to be true.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say what we'd give up for him because I'd have to go back and I wouldn't even remember who was in our farm back then, to be honest with you.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
We
But
ended
I
up finding
would've-
Starlin Castro anyway.
To use the prospects we have now,
Mhm.
Jones would be that'd be a guy I would
Oh yeah.
trade.
Jones is gone. Jones is no question. I'm
I
sorry.
think that's how I'll put it.
Yeah.
I would have moved Jones for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or tell them I pick Jones or Dominguez.
And this is what I'm looking at too. Like you gotta realize. So Tanaka was supposed to be our ace, right? To help CC because CC was aging.
Mm-hmm.
Tanaka got hurt. Now just imagine if Jose would have came to us, how different our team would have been.
It would have been 19 would have been much closer with the Astros then. We didn't have to rely on having Sevy fully healthy or having Herman's 19-game winning season, but with a 4 ERA. And then, of course, he absconded at the end of the season with that domestic violence setback, which basically kept him away from the team during the playoffs in 19.
And CW's, I changed my mind. I'm not trading Jones. See, Rob to the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Our top three prospects in 2016 were Jorge Mateo, Aaron Judge, and Gary Sanchez.
I'm trading Gary. I'm keeping Judge. I'm trading Gary and Mateo.
But don't forget, in 2016, we didn't know what Judge was really going to be. Don't forget, when he first got called up, he what do you bet? 197?
He was, but he also hit a home run. Like he was a freak of nature.
Okay,
I'm not trading Judge.
But the trade was made in the 2017 offseason, so shouldn't we be talking about 2017 prospects and not 16?
No, Fernandez was on the market in 16.
Okay, yeah, before he passed away. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not trading Judge. I would definitely trade Gary though.
Oh no. Well, Gary, I mean, if this was before August,
take Judge out, put Bird in there, and make the move.
Yeah. There you go.
Now we're thinking. Coming back.
Yeah, now we're thinking. Yes.
Now we're thinking.
Put a package of Bird, Sanchez, and Mateo for Hernandez.
Or you could have gave him because he had a little bit of trade value because when he came over Judge, you could have gave him Austin too.
Tyler Austin, yeah.
Yeah, because he had trade value.
Yeah, Judge we would have never seen
that home run that went 0 for 50.
Mm-hmm.
Caprillion was a top pitching prospect.
Yeah, then we would have never had to trade for Sonny Gray because Caprillion would have been gone to Miami for.
Yeah,
that's fine with me.
We had Hernandez. We didn't need freaking Sonny.
No, fuck Sonny.
But let's wrap this up on this. But if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video, share this channel with your friends, your family, the strangers on the corner. Also, don't forget to follow Krista Flash also on YouTube. I will be adding his channel link into the description in a little bit, so you guys can go and check him out and subscribe to him. This has been Pinstripes After Dark, as always, off the rails, unpredictable, every Monday night at midnight. We will be back on our morning show Wednesday at 10 a.m. Hope to see you all there. And as I always say, win those pinstripes with pride and play hard.